And off the top at 5:30 tonight, a day after Governor Ron DeSantis takes aim at diversity programs in state-funded universities, we get a much clearer picture of the course material that will make up another program that could draw DeSantis' scrutiny. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Naja Sherman. Thank you for joining us. The College Board released the curriculum of its AP African American Studies class today.
And there are changes to this program, but was it because of the governor's objections? Here's what the College Board said today on CBS Mornings.
So we were constantly iterating. We put out a number of different sources for the first pilot and immediately started talking with students and teachers where the course was living and just asked them which sources are interesting, which sources are engaging, which sources make your creativity come alive, and started tweaking from there.
David, what did you think about the controversy, especially in Florida, where people were criticizing the course who really hadn't seen it and didn't know anything about it?
You know, we at the College Board don't really look to the statements of politicians, but we do look to the record of history. So when we revised the course, there were only two things we went to. We went to what Brandy described, which is feedback from teachers and students, as well as 300 professors who have been involved in building the course. And we went back to principles that have guided AP for a long time and served us well. And what you'll find when you read it, as I hope you will, is you'll find an unflinching encounter with the facts and evidence of African American history and culture that gives young people the chance to think for themselves.
All righty, so joining us now is CBS 4's Jim DeFede. So Jim, is the College Board's revision of this AP course a win for the governor?
You know, I have to say it's sort of a mixed bag. I would say that in many ways it is a victory, and that one that DeSantis can declare, even though the College Board said they were always planning on tweaking the course. The fact that he made it so high profile, the problems that he saw with the course, and again, it was never really articulated the issues he had, other than sort of talking about, you know, how he didn't find queer black theory to be important, as if the writings of James Baldwin and other gay African-American leaders are inconsequential. But more to the point, so it's a victory in the sense that he gets to say they bended to his will. But I think in a lot of ways, this was a negative for DeSantis. I think the idea of banning students from being able to take courses in African-American studies in the state of Florida plays into a narrative that is being formed by a lot of people that DeSantis is authoritarian in the way he approaches these things, and in terms of trying to force places to basically succumb to what he thinks is right, as opposed to, you know, what may be acceptable in an academic and university type setting.
Yeah, Jim, speaking to that, I think especially the timing of this, we're seeing this during Black History Month, and we're expecting to see a lot more of these types of issues coming up in this upcoming session. So who is this for? Is this potentially a setup for a presidential campaign?
No, absolutely, Najee. I think this is all about 2024 and continuing to stoke the culture wars that have now come to define Ron DeSantis. This is exactly what he wants to be putting out there. If you notice, every day there seems to be a new announcement about some new initiative, some new plan, some new issue that he wants the legislature to adopt that would be, you know, viewed just a few years ago as radical or extreme. I mean, I can't help but think, you know, when we're talking about school settings and academic freedom, particularly at the university level, what we're seeing right now taking place today and over the last few days at New College of Florida is amazing. I mean, the governor has taken this university, which was founded in 1964 and was one of the first universities in the state of Florida that openly accepted all people of color, different types of, you know, whatever the race, they didn't care. They allowed you to come into an education system in Florida in 1964 that was not widespread. He has now taken over that university, appointed all new governing board members, did away with the Office of Diversity in that university, and is now trying to make it a Christian conservative university in the Florida. That's just deliberate on his part. That's going after what was one of the more liberal colleges in the state of Florida and saying, I am going to destroy you and remake you in the image that makes me happiest, that makes those around me happy, that makes Christian identity so important for him. And that's just a scary proposition, and we're seeing it across the state more and more.
Well, Jim, certainly we'll see what reaction there is to this as it all unfolds. Thank you so much for your perspective, Jim DeFeeti. Thank you much.